Hi Scorpio, welcome to your August 2017 General Tarot Forecast. It's Rena here. Let's see what we have for you. Wow, I'm getting this card a lot. I guess people are wanting to be somewhere else, either in the world or in their own life. There we go. There's the transition, or the ending, one ending. One door ending, closing, another opening. It's not really a door closing, it's the end of something. Okay. Put these back, out of the way. I don't want to see the shadow of those cards. Okay, so let's look at this real quickly here. So the mundane message or theme or concern is expansion, and the spiritual message is tying up loose ends. And you can do both. This is the overall concern or theme or focus, expansion of some sorts. It could be, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to go somewhere else, and I think I'll be more successful somewhere else. And this could just be somebody who wants to travel for their sense of expansion on a mental level and an intellectual level. I've been in, this one area all my life, and I've never really seen other sites and had other experiences. It's always been the same thing. And I want something different for my life. And there could be a business angle. The 3 is creative. The wands are creative. This may be an entrepreneurial thing that you're involved with, and maybe you do want to expand into other countries even. With relationships, there may be a love triangle, possibly between. So it's funny because this card is funny. The Magician card is connected with Mercury, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it has some, the 2 signs that are ruled by Mercury are Gemini and Virgo. But this is a card in general of taking charge of your own life. And wherever you are, you may only have a very modest lifestyle, and you still feel like you're the richest person in the world because you're able to find joy with simplicity. The Magician is very self-empowered. The Magician is not asking other people to hold their hand and to help them, give them all this money so they can start a business or whatever. They're very resourceful, and they're starting with what they have. And in terms of people, this could be an attitude within you that you have become much more independent and reliant on self. There could be a Gemini individual, and if this is a romantic relationship, this person may be almost adversarial. They may be the kind of person who is very sarcastic. And the interesting thing about Scorpio, it's like I was saying, well, isn't Scorpio sarcastic too? Scorpio isn't sarcastic. Scorpio is scorpionic. I mean, it's like the scorpion has that stinger. And I was looking at John Lennon's astro chart, and he had Mercury in Scorpio, and people who knew him, said he could cut people to the quick. And so that kind of thing, for any Scorpio person, you could be matching wits with this person, but not necessarily, are your conversations pleasant sometimes. This person would be somebody who is very, blunt, and they may not kind of be all that emotional even. With the Knight, sometimes there's a fiery energy, but it's kind of out of control, chaotic, and this might be someone who is even a lawyer in the legal profession for some reason, a crusader who, I don't know how you would know them unless you were doing that sort of work yourself, but this could be on a romantic level. So for some people, it could even be a co-worker, and maybe that person is problematic, and maybe that's why you do want to get away from him, because you feel like there's not harmony in the workplace as a result of this person. But I definitely see you doing something for yourself. That comes very clearly with the Three of Wands and the Magician card. I don't know who that person is. The higher message is the World card. Oh, one thing I will say, though, that definitely could be a facet of you. And maybe you've been holding your tongue in a workplace, and now you're like, you know what? I'm going to be who I am because I don't have anything to lose. So that could definitely be a facet of you. And for the higher message, the World card is like graduation day. This is about ending a chapter of your life. And let me see. I'm just thinking if there's any transits that kind of support that. Well, in your 12th house, which I would look at, I think of like the world as like the 12th house in a way, because it's like the end of a cycle, and then you go into it's like the solar return becomes your new cycle. In this case, we could look to Jupiter being in Libra in your 12th house. And that would be more of a philosophical influence, some sort of spiritual influence, because you're going to have Jupiter in your sign come October. And so maybe in the interim, you're kind of regrouping and seeing which direction you want to go in. Because once you start that Jupiter cycle, it's going to be expansion for you in a general sense with it in Scorpio. And you may find that you have a lot of new opportunities that you weren't expecting even. And so the Three of Wands is kind of like that expansiveness in advance. What crosses you is the Seven of Wands. I think this card is what always crosses Scorpio, a defensive posture. And I was going to say, sometimes you get a person, not Scorpio specifically, but a person gets involved in a relationship where they have that dynamic of that person questioning them all the time, creating this vibe where they look like they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what, that they're incompetent, that they're crazy. You might have heard that term gaslighting, which just came out of nowhere. But that trying to convince you that you're nuts, I think is the best way of putting it. And this is like behavior of narcissists. And sure, I'm sure that some Scorpio people may stumble across a narcissist or two along the way. But there's the flip side of this, of you just generally being a suspicious person and being on the defensive for no real reason other than there's maybe a hidden cynicism within you. Even more so, the suspicious nature, the secretive nature of Scorpio, and this is the shadow aspect, that believes that to be open and like an open book is somehow to make yourself vulnerable and weaken you. And there is oversharing in this world. There are people that don't have any boundaries. Maybe your boundaries are too severe, and you need to start trusting more. And also, well, you know, that might be more of the Nine of Wands. I think with the Seven of Wands, it's more of like believing that people are attacking you. And there's nothing more alienating, at least in my mind, than somebody who is always taking offense to what you say. Always acting like you're insulting them for some reason. You know, I can't have that. I can't walk on eggshells. And so if you have those tendencies, look at them. Try to trace the source of your pain and do something about it. Actually, this is, you know, this could be advice for you. Look at where this grief is. It may be deeply buried within you. And this will help. If you do this, you will help yourself because you will become less reactive and you will become more trusting. And that may be a loaded word for a Scorpio person because you may think that you got betrayed by people. The Five of Cups could be a source of disappointment. Maybe you got your heart broken by somebody. Going back to that Three of Wands, for some people, you may be involved in a lover's triangle, and you may be the one who doesn't want to be in that situation. Not necessarily the one getting cheated on. Maybe you are the other woman, the other man. And that Five of Cups could suggest that you have to grieve this loss, because next to the World card, it may be suggesting an ending to a situation. The outcome is the King of Cups. This may be a facet of you as a Cups, being a water sign, becoming more mature. Obviously, we're not going to say all within 1 month. We're just looking at it in terms of the sequence of events, not so much as the timing of it, but just becoming more of a mature version of yourself. This may be a form of immaturity in a sense, you could say, but this could also be somebody coming into your life who is a mature water sign or mature emotionally. Cancer, fellow Scorpio, Pisces person. A father, a loving father, or maybe the influence of a father if your father is passed. His influence affecting your life in a positive way, comforting you. What else? Just having this sense of, if you do have a boss, having an understanding boss, some authority figure who is understanding, a judge even who is sympathetic to your plight. If you're in a divorce, did I say the Knight of Swords could be a divorce lawyer? I mean, a lawyer in general. So the king could be a judge who takes or can feel your position and makes their decisions based from a heart chakra instead of, being too in their head about a situation. So I would definitely say with the Five of Cups that this could be you kind of coming to terms with an emotional loss and becoming self-empowered as a result, and that helping your life in general. So that would be really cool Scorpio, wouldn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you would like a personal reading regarding love, career, life path, your natal chart interpretation, I have different kinds of readings, and many of them incorporate your natal chart for the factor of really personalizing it. You know, the tarot is very symbolic, which is cool, because some of the readings I do incorporate both, and that gives a different angle, and sometimes fills in the blanks for me in a certain way. But it's still, I feel like astrology really can nail things sometimes, nail things down. And people confirm that. So that's what I like about it. But anyway, I wish you all the best in August, and you take care of yourselves. Bye.